Hello and welcome to Family Focus with Maureen. I'm your host, Maureen Nunn. Family Focus is a show about parenting strategies and advice and tips for families and their children. What is the number one cause of death among teenagers? Give up? Car accidents. And my very special guest today, Charlie Powell, is an Emmy Award-winning producer and director who lives right here in the South Bay, who has dedicated 2 years of his life to making a fantastic video about safe driving. He is here as an expert in teenage safe driving. So this is just awesome to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you, Maureen. Thank you for having me.
This is really great. So the number one cause of death in teenagers are auto accidents.
Yes, and the number one cause of those auto accidents for teenagers is speed. Now, I was talking the other day to the Torrance police officer, and he asked me what made me a teen driving expert.
Right.
And I had a pat answer for that, which was I've developed this program called Passing the Written DMV Test that teaches kids in a fast, fun, and friendly way the rules of the road.
And we just happen to have one of these
Yes.
here. It's absolutely fantastic. And you not only did this in English, but you did this in Spanish as well.
In Spanish as well, yes. So that was my pat answer to the Torrance police officer, but that question kind of haunted me because what does make a teen or any kind of safe driving expert? And I thought about that for a long while, and I didn't have a very good answer for it. Mm-hmm. If you really think about it, a driving expert, a safe driving expert, would be somebody who had a crystal ball, who could see into the future, know what the risks were, and then not do that. You could say that you were a driving expert, and the next day you could drive down the road and get T-boned in an intersection, and that would be the end of your expertise, so to speak. So I figured the next best thing to being somebody with a crystal ball was somebody who figured out what the risks were and had the experience of driving for, in my experience, 40 years of driving. Mm-hmm. When I was 19, I wrecked 3 cars in a month.
Okay, Charlie, that's really, I mean, over the odds almost, against the odds. You wrecked 3
Right.
cars in 1 month. That's, okay, tell us
Right.
about that.
Okay, well, the first one was I bought a car at the University of Missouri, and the first day I got it, I wrecked it. I drove it to campus, and I didn't know that there wasn't any parking. It was an old 1948 Chevy. You could stand up in the back. It was a big boat. And I was looking left and right. It was raining outside, and a car rounded a corner, and it was a brand new Mustang. I hit him about the door, went all down the side, and washed him up on the sidewalk. Fortunately, nobody got hurt, but I was uninsured. I was doing a lot of bad things. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, that's
to where
the
I was
number
going.
one thing about
Right.
not paying attention. Okay.
Right. So my father found out about this accident, and he gave me the second car in the family, which was a 58 Ford. And
You had a nice dad. You wreck the car, you
Well-
go home, you tell your dad, okay, gives you another car. Go
right,
ahead.
I bought that first car for $50 of my own money.
Okay.
But so he wanted me in a car that was insured. And I came down the hill from a party. I had been drinking. I came onto a one-lane bridge, and a car was stalled on that bridge. I ran off the road, hit a tree stump, and my date flew up and hit the rear view mirror, broke the windshield. So I was doing all kinds of things that were incorrect.
You're both lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Okay, and the third one?
And the third one, I came home about 2 weeks later. I got in the family's best car, went downtown with my brother, had a drink. We were driving home. We weren't drunk, but somebody backed out into us. So that was kind of, if I had been following defensive driving techniques, that wouldn't have happened as well. So all of those things, I think everybody at various times has done stupid things in a car. But you need to know what the risks are.
And you know, when I think, because this is so good. I watched this. I actually watched this with my whole family. We had 4 teenage daughters at the same time. And so driving was critical as far as making sure that they knew all the rules of the road, et cetera. What you've done is you've taken the whole study for the driving test and compiled it into a fantastic video and broken it down so anybody who watches this is guaranteed to pass the driving test first time around, or they get their money back from the video.
Right. Well, the beauty of this program is that instead of reading that almost 100-page driver's manual, which bores you to tears, here you get all of that information in a 40-minute program, and it's in, you get the rules of the road in a fast, fun, and friendly manner.
Right.
So what I tried to do was, in my producing and directing for corporate clients, what I routinely do is take very boring information and try and make it interesting and fun. So I've broken this down into about 20 chapters. I put music in there, kind of fast-paced music. The Black Eyed Peas guitar player plays on it.
Good.
And, you know, I made it so it would have appeal to a teenage audience.
Right. What is the best thing that we can do in teaching our children how to drive responsibly and safely? 3
things you can do.
Okay.
The first thing is take your kids out and drive with them, practice with them, because it's something that they like to do, and they don't want to be preached to by their parents.
True.
You know, that fog kind of comes over their eyes when you're just telling them what to do. But if you give them something that they really want to do, like drive a car, now you're inside the car, they can't escape what you're going to tell them, and they're having fun. So they're more receptive to what you're saying.
Right,
well, they're going to model how they drive by the way you drive.
Exactly.
So another good tip is to set a good example for your children, but also let them critique you, because
that's a good one. I like that one.
They enjoy, you know, kind of twisting it into mom and dad, and if they can kind of point out something that you're doing, they're also learning the correct way.
Also, not to speed. I think that in talking about this, that speed was the #1 reason for accidents, is driving too fast. Yeah. Is there an agreement, or is there something that parents can do with their teenagers to sign an agreement for safe driving, or some kind of almost, if you will, like a contract for safe driving that parents
I think that's an excellent idea. Actually, these 2 teen safe driving seminars that I recently did, Toyota helped me with organizing that, and they have several pamphlets, and one of them is a contract. But it doesn't take Toyota to make that contract. You can sit down with your own child and say, okay, this is what I'd like you to do, and if you don't do those, this is what you'll agree to. These will be the punishments, and you can kind of steer your kids toward basically parents don't want to see their kids injured or killed in an automobile. They don't mind the occasional ding, but they don't want their child hurt. There's nothing more precious than their kids.